Happy New Year and welcome to another chair yoga video. Today's practice, we repeat some poses with some little variations in much the same way that it's January again, and yet this January is different from last January, and we're different than we were a year ago as well. So we're gonna play with that a little bit. We're gonna do some cross brain, cross body work, which is always fun, always challenging. And we're going to focus on three things: gratitude for the blessings of the prior year, acknowledgement of the challenges and hardships, because that's really become a part of us now, and we need to move forward with that. And finally, hope for the new year. Go grab your chair. I'll see you there. Let's get started on our chair as we always do. We'll sit down and we'll slide back and we'll bring our feet to some sort of support. I'm using a yoga block today. And let's just take a few moments to settle in and to breathe. So pause and take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice any areas that might need our special attention. And then begin to even out the breath, lengthening it, evening it out. And this slow, even breath, this is the breath that we're going to use to practice today. And then we're gently going to move to the edge of the chair. So we bring our feet to the floor, we sit up tall, and just find that length in the spine. So I discussed we're going to be doing three things, and we're going to start our focus on those right now. Let's reach our arms down actively. So the arms are reaching down, crown of the head is reaching up, and we're going to inhale, take the arms wide, like you're coming to a T, palms are down. Energy's going from the heart center out to the fingertips. That'll be our inhale. On our next exhale, we're going to bring the palms together like we're trying to pop a balloon. We'll bring those palms together, elbows go wide. We're going to rest the thumb on our sternum, and maybe we'll remember to sit up just a little taller. So when we get here, this is where we're going to do our remembering, our acknowledging, our hope. Okay, next inhale is going to take the arms up. And they're going to separate when they go up, but there's still energy going from the heart center to the fingertips. And if this with the straight arms isn't good, take it to a cactus arm. And then we bring the arms down, actively bring the arms down. I usually say float them down. Today we're going to do it very active. So it's almost like you're pushing against that invisible balloon again. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times. We inhale the arms wide. Exhale, push palms together, remembering with gratitude the blessings of 2020. Stay here for another breath. Next inhale takes the arms up. You might look up, and exhale, push those palms down. Round 2. Bringing palms together in front of the heart, acknowledging the challenges of the past year, acknowledging the hardships. Next inhale takes those arms up. Push them down on the exhale. Round 3. Palms come together. Looking forward in 2021 with hope. As we inhale, we reach the arms up, they separate, we look up, and as we exhale, those arms come back down. So reaching actively through the fingers, sitting up even taller. And then let's release the hands back to the lap. Pause for a moment and notice how the body feels. Notice how the upper back feels, the arms. And now with those hands on the lap, let's do a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling, filling up, and exhaling, emptying. Just taking your time, moving with the breath. And then after your next exhale, just pause and come back to a nice tall spine. We'll take our hand, our left hand, and bring it over to the right thigh, just taking a gentle twist here. And then let's come back to center, bringing both hands back to the lap. Now we take the right hand, bring it to the outside of the left thigh. And again, it's just a soft twist. This hand back here can rest on the chair, it can hang on to this, but we're not pulling, we're not prying. And then untwist and come back to center. Take a moment, notice how that makes you feel. Let's take our arms wide now, palms up, elbows soft. Different from what we did before, but the arms are still wide. We'll take an inhale here. As we exhale, let's give ourselves a hug. Right arm on top of left. So as we hug ourselves, let's drop the chin and let's notice where the fingertips are touching the body on the shoulders. And then inhale, open those arms wide again, soft elbows, palms are up. And as we exhale, we give ourselves that hug in the other direction, dropping the chin, but taking the time to notice what it feels like to be touching that opposite shoulder. This is when we start crossing the midline of the brain. And then inhale, open those arms softly wide again and float them back down to your lap. Let's take a turn or two with the shoulders, bringing some motion up there. And then pause, sit up a little bit taller, and very gently drop the chin to the chest. Let the head be heavy and hang. And then bring it right back up to neutral. We'll look to the right, letting the shoulders drop down from the ears, and then we'll look to the left. And we'll return to center. Now we're going to play a little bit with some of those cross-body activities. Let's bring our fingers together with that pointer finger up. Some people call this Charlie's Angels. And we're going to let our arms be straight. Now they don't have to be super straight. You don't have to lock out the elbows, but straight-ish. And we're just going to make some circles in front of us. So circles in front of us as big or as small as you want. And you may notice that your weight tends to shift from one sitting bone to the other. And then we're going to pause and we're going to make the circles in the other direction. So here we are, both hands are working in synchronicity, making circles. And then pause right in the center. And we'll release those hands back down to the lap. Take a turn with the shoulders if you need to, no problem. And then we'll come back to our Charlie's Angels hands. Now this time, let's make an infinity sign. So a sideways figure eight. And we're going down and making our way up. So down to the right and up and down to the left and up. So we're making a figure eight. If I turn and look at the camera straight on, maybe you can see this sideways figure eight. Okay, so sideways figure eight and pause. And now take it in the other direction. So we got sideways figure eight going backwards, which might require a little bit more thinking on our part. But this is what's good for us. And then pause. Put your hands back in your lap. Give yourself a break for those shoulders, those arms if they need it. Come back to Charlie's Angels. Now this time we're going to do a figure eight that's standing up. Kind of fun. So for me, I'll go down to the right and around and up. Now, seems to be more wiggling here, more movement between my sitting bones. My waist seems to be moving more. Pause, go the other way. But this is just yet another affirmation that everything is connected. And then pause right in the center and release those hands back down to your lap. Notice sensation in the arms. We've been doing some work. How does it feel? Okay, reaching both arms forward, palms are down. We're just going to do a little make an X in front of you and release, and make an X in front of you with the other arm in front, or the other arm on top. So just real simple, make an X. Nothing hard. Alternating which arm is on top. And then pause, put your hands back down. Let's move back on our chair just a little bit so that maybe we can lift up our legs. And we're going to do the same thing. Make an X, crossing one leg on top of the other. Now, you don't have to do fancy, you don't have to point your toes. We're just trying to cross that midline with the legs now. Okay, pause, put your feet down. Sit up tall. Now we're going to add the arms and the legs. So let's think about this. Let's put right hand and left leg on top the first time. So boom, and then open, and then other arm and leg on top. Okay? So all four limbs are involved and we're crossing the midline of the body. Okay, pause. This time, we're going to have right arm on top while the left leg's on top. Now you talk about thinking, okay? So here we go. Let's get there. See what it feels like. Open and switch. Open and switch. And then pause and just notice, are you still in the right sequence? Is the opposite arm on top as the leg? Do it a couple more times if you're still good. If you're not good, just fix it. Try again. Sometimes the body just kind of takes over. And then pause, let everything go. And just notice how that made you feel. Lots of thinking for something so simple, right? I know, it's crazy. Let's stand up now. Okay, here we are standing, and we're going to come back to that sequence that we did with our arms. Now, of course, you can have this chair in front of you to help support you if you're afraid you're going to fall, or you can have that wall behind you. I'm just going to move mine out of the way so that I have plenty of room for my arms. We come to a strong mountain pose. Crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. And we inhale, take those arms out to that strong T. As we exhale, we bring those palms together in gratitude for the blessings of the prior year. Inhale, the arms reach up, they'll separate. You might look up. And exhale, we push down with the arms. Round two, inhale. Exhale, palms come together, acknowledging the hardships and the challenges of this past year. Inhale, reach up, perhaps look up. And exhale, push down with the arms. Third and final round, arms wide. Palms come together with hope for the new year. Push down with those palms. And now pause. Release the tension in the arms. And notice how this may feel the same or different as when we did it in our chair. It's a new January, a new posture when we're standing. We're going to turn and face our chair if we want to use it for support here, moving in and out of Warrior One right now. I'm just going to take this at an angle, maybe you can see a little bit better. I'll step back with my left foot, my right knee is forward, right foot is forward. We're going to bend and straighten that front leg. Now I'm going to move this out of the way just so you can see my arms a little better. Yeah. So once you've found where your Warrior One is, we're going to release the arms down by our side. We're going to straighten the legs. And I'm going to inhale. This is how it's going to go. The inhale kind of looks like Tai Chi, right? We inhale, palms forward. We're going to gather in that energy on the inhale. I'm pulling it into the body. My front knee bends. As we exhale, we turn the palms down. We push down and straighten that leg. And I feel a very strong grounding feeling, a connection to the floor, especially in my back leg when I do that. So we're going to do that 3 times. We inhale, pull that energy in, bend the front knee. Exhale, push down, straighten the legs. Now on this next round, we're gonna inhale, bring that energy in. Exhale, stay here. Push down into that back foot. Feel that connection to the earth. And then release those arms, straighten that leg. You can step forward to your chair. Now we're gonna do the other side. I'm just gonna turn around so you can see a little better. I'm gonna step back with my other leg now. So set up in your warrior one. Your hips are pretty square in this one, like just straight ahead. Bend and straighten that front knee. When you bend your knee, you don't want it to go past your ankle. So if you're back here and your knee's going way like that, take a little wider stance, longer stance, or don't bend your knee as much. Both legs are straight. Let's turn the palms forward. As we inhale, we'll bring that energy in. See how I grab it and bring it in? That's the inhale. And then we turn the palms down. We push down, straighten the front leg. That'll be the exhale. So we'll do that 3 times. Inhaling. Push it down. Next round, we're going to do the inhale. Bring that energy into the body. Stay here. Front knee is bent. We've got those elbows in. We'll breathe here. We'll push down into that back foot. And then we're going to release and step forward. And pause and notice how that makes you feel. This pause is just as important as the pose. So we're going to do it again. Other side. So we're coming back to it. We find our warrior one stance. And we're just going to do 1 time into the pose. So when you're ready, turn the palms forward, legs are straight. We'll inhale, reach forward, and hug in that energy. As we exhale, keep the knee bent, push down. As those arms push down, feel that back heel pushing down. Now, let's bring those hands to heart, elbows wide. We've been doing this. And we're going to push into the palms and extend those arms up and overhead, coming into that V, coming into a cactus, wherever feels best for you today. Breathe here. Same pose, but a little different variation. Bring your palms back together, down to heart center, straighten the leg, step forward. And we'll do the other side. Find your warrior one stance. Know that you've got the right spacing so that you can bend into it. Release the arms down by your side, palms are forward. Inhale, scoop up that energy, bring it in. Exhale, turn the palms down, press down, ground that back foot. And then let's bring palms together at heart, elbows wide. Push palm into palm. Palm into palm, push, 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 push. Separate the arms when you need to. Come to a cactus arm wherever you need to be. And breathe here. Bring the palms back together, down to heart. Straighten that front leg. Step forward. Pause and notice how you feel. Okay, so we're going to take a wide stance now, wide stance, and let's start this way. Now, if you need additional support, I would bring this chair in front of you, and you can hold on to it with this back hand. So we're going to move in and out of warrior 2 right now. This knee bends. Notice when you bend your knee, is it tracking over toes 2 and 3? These back toes are in slightly. And then we add our arms. So let's take 3 good breaths here. 3 slow, even breaths. And your breath might be faster or slower than mine. That's okay. Flip that front palm, and we're going to reverse our warrior. So the arm goes down, the front arm goes up. This is a side body stretch. This is where it needs to be. If you want more sensation, you're like, no, for me to feel anything, I've got to reach for that wall, then go ahead. But if this is where your stretch is today, this is fine. You can even like take like a little salute if the shoulders don't want to play this way. Let's come back. We're going to fold that front arm, bring it to the inside of the thigh, and then take that back arm up and over. So now we're stretching the other side of the body, other side of the rib cage. And come back. Let's straighten the front leg, take that front arm up. Now we're in reverse triangle. Side body stretch once again. Let your neck tell you where your head should go, whether you look up or straight ahead or down. And then soften into that front knee. Come back to warrior two. You can turn your head to look over the middle finger of that front hand. And float the arms down, straighten the leg. We'll switch to the other side. Again, we take our time to find the foundation, because if we don't do it with the right foundation, it doesn't count. Bend that front knee. Add the arms when you're ready. 3 breaths. Flip your front palm. Reverse that warrior, reaching that arm up. Side body stretch on that front side of the rib cage, right here. Breathing here. Now, bend that elbow. Bring that forearm inside the front thigh. Back arm goes up and over now. Push down into that back heel, that pinky toe side of that back foot. Reach out through the fingertips. And now we come back through that warrior two, straighten the front leg, reach the front arm up, reverse triangle. Once again, side body stretch. And come back to warrior two, bending that front knee. Float the arms down, straighten the legs. Let's turn our toes straight ahead. Make any movements that you need. Release any tension in the hips. And we're going to do that same sequence again, but this time we're going to do 1 breath, 1 movement. Now, if we're using these slow and even breaths, it'll be fine, right? We don't want to huff and puff our way through this. So let's just see what it's like. It's going to be faster, of course, but if we're using slow and even breaths, we'll be fine. We start in our warrior two. Let's take an inhale and an exhale right here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring that forearm inside the thigh. Side angle pose, side body stretch. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the front arm up, reverse triangle. Exhale, warrior two. Float the arms down, straighten the legs, switch those toes. Come to warrior two, other side, stay for a whole breath. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how we can soften those shoulders. Inhale, reverse our warrior. Flip the palm up. Exhale, side angle pose. Forearm inside thigh. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach the arm up. Reverse triangle. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Float the arms down, straighten the legs. Let's turn the toes straight ahead and bring the legs together. Pause and notice how all of that feels. So we did the same sequence, but we did a little bit differently with our breath this time. Okay, now we're going to go back to some of that cross brain stuff. If you have a yoga block or a small book, a little book, it doesn't have to be anything heavy. Let's give this a try. We're going to hold the block in one hand. Let's hold it in this hand. And we're going to take it overhead. Now, overhead might be here with a bent elbow, or it might be with a straight arm. Either one is good, but we've lifted it up. This is why I want you to use a light book if you don't have a foam yoga block, because I don't want anything to drop on your head. Now, we take the other arm up, we grab it, float the first arm down. Take the arm down with the block, pass it behind your back. Grab it with the other hand. Block goes up. You can square it off. Other arm goes up to get it. First arm comes down. Other arm comes down. Put both hands on the block behind your back. Put it back into the right arm. Take it up. So this is just real good for that cross brain stuff. And because we're working behind our back, even better. Gives us a real nice sense of interoception, where things are, proprioception, where things are near us. And let's grab it behind the back now, both hands. And now release it and bring it in front of us, both hands. Beautiful. And we'll put that off to the side. And let's grab our chair and let's look at it. So we've done this on the left side, this on the right side, right, left, right, left. Now we'll do a forward fold to just kind of bring some symmetry back. So I'm going to take a little wider stance than my hips. If these are my hip bones, my feet are outside that, but I'm not headed to the splits or anything. I feel very solid. We can bring our hands to our hips and just get taller. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge forward, bringing our hands to the chair seat, maybe to the block. And you see how nice and long my spine is? That's what you can do. Now, if forward fold and is not a problem today, if vertigo or dizziness is not a problem, then you can take a fold. You can drop that crown of the head down. You can bring your forearms down to the block or the chair seat. You can drop your head, the crown of the head down. Or you stay here with a long spine, keeping that neck in line with the spine. And we'll take 2 more breaths. And then soften into the knees, bring one hand to each thigh. And let's come back up to standing. Let's bring our feet back together. Yeah. Okay. So just to kind of bring some symmetry back into the body after all of that asymmetrical stuff. Oh, we're going to go back to some more asymmetrical stuff. So let's do our balancing pose now. Let's bring our hands to our hips. I'm just going to turn so you can see a little better. We're going to bring our hands to our hips and we're going to lift up the right knee. And notice how as I lift it up, I've got my foot flexed and active. I've got a lot of right angles here. And I'm just finding balance here. Now, if it doesn't feel good to have hands at the hips, then you can bring the hands to the heart. You can put one hand on the wall, one hand on the heart, however you want to do it. And then we'll put that foot down. And we'll switch to the other side. So hands on hips, weight shifts, knee lifts. And I'm going to turn it at an angle here. Now, if you're going to fall, you put your foot down or you put your hand against the wall, whatever it is you need. You can even put your back against the wall. That's a really nice way to do this because you can stand away from the wall and then if you're going to fall, you can lean against the wall. And then we put our foot down. Beautiful. Okay. Palms together at heart, elbows wide. Let's shift the weight into this left leg and pick up the right knee. All of those angles, right? All those right angles. Now, take it out to the side. Put your foot either on your ankle or on your shin. Push your palm into palm. Push your foot into your shin or your ankle. Get taller. Now we have that option to take those arms up again, just as we've been doing. And when you get to that point where the arms separate, remember we've got energy out to the fingertips. So from the heart center out to the fingertips, we've got all of this energy happening. The arms are engaged all the way to the fingertips. Let's bring those palms back together and down to the heart. Elbows are wide. Stay here. Release that foot out to the side. Bring it back forward. Put the foot down, put the hands down. Do your wiggle and jiggle. So, same pose, right? We got into it a little differently. We added some arms. Still a balance pose, still a one-legged balance pose. Hands at heart, elbows wide. Weight shifts into right leg, bend left knee. Lift it up. Find all of those angles, right? You see, I have an angle from my torso to my thigh to my shin to my foot. A lot of right angles. Take that knee out to the side. You can even keep those angles here. And then, so find balance here. And then plant your foot for your tree, whether it's down at your ankle or up on the shin. And then we have that choice to push the palms together, to reach the arms up, energy up through the fingertips. The palms come back together, elbows are wide. Find balance here. Release that foot out to the side. Bring the knee forward. Put it back down. Shake everything out. And we're going to go back to our chair now. So grab your chair. Grab your support for your feet. We'll just sit first on the edge. Keep that block close by. Let the shoulders come down from the ears. So one last crossbody thing. We'll do another big hug. So let's take the arms wide, palms are up, elbows are soft. And we're going to give ourselves a hug with that right arm on top of left. Drop the chin down. Take a breath here. And then open those arms wide, elbows soft. And we take it in the other direction. Give yourself the hug, drop the chin. You can round the spine. Think cat pose here. And then one last time, arms wide, palms up, elbows soft. And we'll float those hands back down to the lap. Let's get that support for the feet. Sit back in the chair. So we put our feet on the block, on the support, whatever it is. Let's turn our palms up. And the invitation is to soften or close your eyes. And then just notice how you feel. Notice how the body feels today. Come back to those even breaths. Now we'll blink open the eyes. If they're closed, we'll scooch forward, moving that support out of the way. We'll sit to the edge of the chair, reach the arms down strongly. Inhale, take the arms wide like a T, palms are down. And as we exhale, one last time, we bring those palms together, elbows wide. Tuck your chin, soften or close your eyes. With gratitude, with acknowledgement, and with hope, we move into the new year. Thank you very much, my friends, for joining me in yoga today. I'll see you again soon. Stay well.